Hi everybody. In this video we will talk about using significant digits to do pretty much all kind of calculations. We learned about significant digits earlier on, like how to count significant digits, but now we will learn where to use them and how to use it. So any mathematical function that you're doing, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, you will be using significant digit rules. The rules are given as you see here, that if you're adding or subtracting, you have to round your answer to the least number of decimal spaces, least number of sig figs after the decimal space. What that means is you need to count decimal spaces here. You have two decimal spaces, in this number, and in this number you have one decimal space. In this number you have two decimal space. So you need to count significant digits after the decimal point. 2, 1. The 0 is significant because it is the last 0 after the decimal. So you do count it. And there are 2. So when you add these numbers together, you need to see what the calculator gives you. And then in your answer, you need to round it up in a way that you only take least number of significant digits in your data. Usually, whenever we do the math, you ask the teacher that how many decimal spaces you want the answer, or you just decide on your own how many decimal spaces are you going to take. But from now on, you are going to use the rule here. So when I add these three numbers together, my calculator tells me 180.41. As I said, different students will give me different answers. Somebody would say 180, someone will give me the whole thing, someone will say 180.4. So the rule is that you will choose your answer up to the least number of decimal spaces in your data. So least number of decimal spaces in my data is 1. That means my answer can only have one decimal space in the answer. One significant digit after the decimal space. So my answer will be 180.4 milliliters. When we add the units, milliliters plus milliliters plus milliliters, it will be just milliliters. So this is how we will be doing the addition or subtraction. No matter what are you doing, what the question is about. If you ever do addition or subtraction, this is the rule you're following. So let's say we do the subtraction here. I have one significant digit after the decimal space, and I have two significant digits after the decimal space. So let's see what the calculator gives me. When I put the two numbers together, my calculator tells me that the answer is 159.41. As I said, it is not your choice to do whatever with this number. It is the rule that you have to follow, and the rule is go by the least decimal spaces in your data. Okay, least decimal space in the data. This is the data that you have. One decimal space and two decimal space, right? So which is the least? The 1. That means I'm going to choose only one decimal space for my answer. So my answer would be 159.4 milliliters. Alright, so this is the rule that we are going to follow for addition or subtraction. We will count decimal spaces. It doesn't matter how many numbers you have before the decimal space. I can have 3, 4, 2, 5, 6. It doesn't matter how many numbers I have before. What matters is that how many numbers I have after the decimal point. And then you go by the least number of decimal spaces. So this is addition or subtraction. Let's do one more question out of your practice side. How many significant digits here after the decimal point? 2. How many significant digits here after the decimal point? 2. How many significant digits here after the decimal point? 3. Right? So let's see, when I add them together, what does the calculator gives me? This is what the calculator gives me. It gives me 3.351. Okay? When I add three numbers together, and the unit should be centimeter cube. But I cannot, what I see here is that I have three significant digits after the decimal space. But the rule is that I have to go by the least number of decimal spaces. And the least is 2. This 2 or that 2, doesn't matter. Out of 2, 2 and 3, the least is 2, which will be right here. Okay? So based on this, my answer should only be, hold on. My answer should only be 3.35. I'm going to round it in a way that my answer is only 3.35 centimeter. Same thing here. I have one decimal space. I have two decimal spaces. Okay, so my answer should only be one decimal space. So I hope you understand how to do this. The calculator gives you a longer answer, but you need to round it up in a way that there is only one decimal space in the answer. So go ahead and complete this table, and then we move on. For multiplication and division, you're going to round up your answer to the least number of significant digits overall. So for multiplication or division, we are not going to look at only decimal spaces. We will count all significant digits. Like in this whole number, I have 3 significant digits. In this whole number, I have 3 significant digits. In this number, I have only 1 significant digit. Okay, so when I multiply them together, no matter what answer I get here, I have to round my answer in a way that I have only 1 significant digit in the answer. So I repeat it. For multiplication or division, we don't not only count decimal spaces. Okay, we don't care how many decimal spaces it is. What we care is that how many total number of significant digits you have in this number. So 3, 3, and 1. So let's see what the calculator gives me. The calculator gives me this long number, 894.24. Okay, now I cannot have any more than 1 significant digit in my answer. So I'm going to round it up in a way that I have only 1 significant digit in the answer. So can you think about it? I have 3, 3, and 1. Round it up in a way that there is only 1 significant digit in the answer. If I say 894, it is 3 significant digits. So you need to round up this 894 in a way that there is only 1 significant digit in the answer. And this is what it will be. I will round it up all the way to 900. I will round it up to 900 because these zeros don't count. There is no decimal point, so these zeros don't count. So there is only 1 significant digit in the answer. And centimeter multiplied by centimeters will be centimeter cube. So you have to keep the units in mind as well. But anyway, this is a difference between multiplication, division, and addition or subtraction. For addition or subtraction, we were only looking at decimal spaces, not the whole number. But for multiplication or division, we are looking at the whole number, and the total number should be equal to the least number of significant digits in the data. So let's look at the second example. How many significant digits in this whole thing? 4. How many significant digits in this whole thing? 2. So let's see what the calculator gives me. But whatever calculator gives me, my answer should not exceed more than 2 significant digits So let's see what the calculator gives me. Calculator gives me this whole long 6-digit answer. Okay, it is not your choice anymore to do whatever with this. I out of 24 or 25, 30 students, I get that many versions of this answer. So after learning this rule, I only want to see one answer from everybody, because you're following the rule, and the rule is go by the least number of digits in the data. The rule is to go by the least number of digits in the data. Between 4 and 2, the 2 is the least. So this is my 2. 1, 2. That means my answer should not go beyond this number. I could round this up. If it was 5 or above, I could have rounded this up. But since it is 15.3, my answer would only be 15 centimeter. Now, how is it centimeter instead of centimeter square divided by centimeter? You have to know how to multiply the units or deal with the units as well. Centimeter square means you have centimeter multiplied by centimeter. That's what the centimeter square means. Now you see you are dividing it by another centimeter. So when you divide it by centimeter, the centimeters get cancelled. So your answer will be centimeter only. So this is the rule for multiplication or division. Go ahead and complete this table, and then make sure I grade it. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me.